Hey guys, how's it going? It's Danconia. Welcome back to Overcoach, and today we are on board on King's Row with OMS Plays, who's going to be playing the off-tank. We have looked at OMS Plays before, and we're going to see if this person has improved. So, King's Row, we're going to run Rhine Zarya. That's pretty cool. Rhine Zarya happens on this map quite a bit. I don't know why I said happens, because happens is not really English. Rhine Zarya is used a lot on this map. But the sort of dominance of double barrier has recently put some dampeners on that. But double barrier is not going to exist as much now, so Rhine Zarya becomes a lot more viable. Okay, this is silver/gold, by the way. So let's see what happens. They're going to play Sigma as well at some point during this VOD. We want to be with a Reinhardt. We want to be recycling our bubbles pretty well. We're not doing anything. We're not doing anything. What are we doing? We're not doing anything. What? So we're deciding to take this high ground. Okay. We're wasting time. Get in there. Brawl. Bad bubbles. 2 very bad bubbles means you have no charge. Reinhardt's got a pick though, we've got pick off low charge, but we overextended and we died to the Sigma. If I'm brutally honest, we did absolutely nothing in that fight. On the Zarya. Nothing. We dawdled around, waiting to go in. We didn't know what we were doing. Now, I think I know your Reinhardt. You may be stacking with your Batiste as well, if I'm not too... I think this is actually a pretty big stack, if I remember rightly. Because I recognize some of the names. Anyway, you did nothing. You didn't build any charge off of your bubbles. This is much better, and you weren't also decisive enough about just going in. The old Reinhardt really needs to stop getting blimmin' trapped. Burn the Mercy. Burn the Mercy. Burn the Mercy. Don't worry about the Sigma. Orisa in front of you. Now Mercy. Now Mercy. We had opportunities there to focus the Mercy down and we didn't. But that was a much better engagement than the first one. Much better. Much more decisive. Much better bubble usage. You got charge off of it. Much better. Okay, so we're moving on to the streets phase of King's Row. Good. Love to hear that noise. That Orisa's super low. Where are you going? Where's your Reinhardt? No. You can run the shock skin all you like. Nice counter charge. Okay, we need to wait for cooldowns. We need to wait for cooldowns. Reinhardt's barrier, your bubbles. Such and such and such. And now we go in. Be decisive. Be decisive. Get in the Orisa's face. She hates it. Yeah, blimmin' yeet. Okay, that's an interesting grab. Why is that an interesting grab? Because there's no bloody follow-up on it. Yeeting it all the way down there means there's no follow-up on it. Plus, why did we use grav when we were in a flux? Big Genji ult, though, has turned the fight for us. That was a bad grav. A straight up bad grav. We don't want to be using grav when in flux unless we can guarantee we're going to get all 6 players and there's going to be no follow up on the flux. But then again, they can still use range damage. So just don't use grav when you're in flux. You can't follow up on it. We should have used it after the flux. Okay. So we're taking space, we're taking space, we're taking space. Again, we don't want to... If we're playing Rhine Zarya, we don't want to be standing here and just taking the spam damage from the Orisa, from the Junkrat, from the McCree, from the Sigma. This has got so much spam damage. Yes, we're going to get a ton of charge off of it. But if we don't actively push in, our Reinhardt is going to get burnt down, which is what is happening. He's getting his barrier constantly burnt down. So you've got to be decisive. You've got to go in. You've really got to go in. Otherwise, you end up being spammed out by this comp. So, Orisa hates having people up in her face. She wants to take people at medium range, so don't give her that luxury. Get up in her face. Okay. What is this? The Great Escape? Mission Impossible? Why did we use that? We now do not have our kinetic grasp going into this fight. And on the most recent patch, that's even worse because kinetic grasp is on a 12-second cooldown, not 10. This is the old patch. I don't know why that artifacts, by the way. Okay, that's okay. This is better. You're getting up in their face. I don't know why you're being more aggressive now you're playing Sigma. As a team, you're being more aggressive now you're playing Sigma. That's a very brave Genji played. We should have hit that rock. Okay, we're in. I don't know why we are automatically being more aggressive now we're on Sigma Rein instead of Zarya Rein. If you had had that sort of aggression and got up into their tank's face on the Zarya Rein, you would have still got results. What has that Junkrat just done? He's just tried to concussion mine into the window and he's fallen down the bloody pit, isn't he? Oh dear. What? He's fluxed the high ground. Interesting. Well, we just got flux out of them. It was a terrible flux. You're beyond the barrier. You're beyond the Orisa barrier. You're not going to get any healing. You're not going to get any healing. Okay, so tanks have to get it into their heads and get the idea in their head, right? You move forward, and you go beyond an Orisa barrier, a Reinhardt barrier, a Sigma barrier, but it's generally a big problem when it comes to Orisa Sigma. If you go beyond that barrier, your supports cannot get any healing to you unless they move with you. You are playing Baptiste and Moira. Now, Moira may go with you, but I wouldn't have liked her to be as close to you as you were far forward there. Your Baptiste really shouldn't be going with you. He should be lobbing in nades from afar. So, you were out of sight of healing. And so, you got punished. We need to be aware of that as a tank player. Big shatter. Flux, 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 flux. Bad flux. Too slow. Too slow. Too slow on that flux. As soon as that Reinhardt ult goes down and we get the 2 kills, I'm like, flux the 3 that are remaining. Flux the 3 that are remaining. Because then we get them 3, they get lifted up, they can't touch payload. And they will die anyway. So, just quicker. Quicker. And you'll notice as you go up the levels, as you go up to high plat, especially when you get to diamond, things get so quick. Things go much, much quicker. The pace of the game goes through the roof. And that's why some people will look at Overwatch and say, my god, I don't understand, I can't follow. No, not my game. Because they just... it's so fast. So fast. Even at this level of the game, it's fast. But compared to other games like Valorant and things like that. But when you get to the higher levels of the game, I mean, you compare, say, a gold game to a Overwatch League game. You see the pace difference? It's massive. Massive. Okay. And that's what I'm talking about with your engagement on the first point, on the first attack. You need to be fast. You need to get into their face. You need to be right. We're going in. Go, 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 go. You can't dilly-dally around and take spam damage because you will just die. That's what Orisa Sigma is very good at, spamming people out. Okay, we are playing Junkrat. We are playing Ashe. We are on the Orisa Sigma now. Are they really going to play the Sim Bastion? Okay. Funny tank can't be playing with that. Okay. We're going to need to manage up. It's pretty... oh, God. Oh, Lord. Okay. Guys, if you're playing ranked, please don't TP your Bastion onto the top of the bloody Mondata statue. He is a sitting duck. Quack, quack. Lordy, dordy, dordy. Okay. They shouldn't win this fight. Nice, push your aggression. It's unlucky we can get a kill on Rosario there. She would have lost all of her charge. Okay, and Junkrat just lobs it in and gets the kills. Junkrat things. This enemy team needs to switch their comp. If they really do. 28% on a Bastion ult. Nice, you know. If they TP him onto the top of Mundata again, I'm going to just lose it. Okay. Okay. Don't know what our Junkrat was doing there. We just need to hold corner here, try and evade the line of sight of the Bastion. Because we're not going to have enough barriers to, you know, stop him from doing damage. He's going to burn through them pretty quickly. I think you anticipated the shatter coming in there. That's a really nice rock. I think he tried to anticipate the shatter and got it slightly... you did it slightly too early and Reinhardt was given a chance to move around it. So yeah, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt there. We just need to be a bit like, bit snappier with it. Like, leave it a tiny bit until we know exactly where he's going to do it and then bang. Just be snappy with it. Really nice rock on the Moira to stop her ult. That is a Sigma's playground. That sort of thing is stopping Moira from ulting like that. Really, really good. But we were exposed to the Bastion and he just completely obliterates us. So now they have pirate ship active. Smile. Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. Good use of kinetic grasp. Okay. We're him. It would have been nice to have kinetic grasp for the Bastion ult. But, yeah. What can we do? That's a tough one. When the Bastion pirate ship starts rolling, it can be very hard to stop. Can't it? I think we all know that. So, I'm interested to see how it's all about, you know, cycling barriers and evading LOS. You got Flux, which can open this up. Big Flux, Bastion dies. Massive Flux, that's exactly the value you needed from it. Our Junkrat dying is a bit of a problem. Big block from our Orisa. The Reinhardt's going too aggressive, we need to punish him. We need to punish this Reinhardt. He got away with it. Oh! And they got the Reserve on the Bastion as well. Okay, so... yeah. The loss there was the res on the Bastion, really. And the fact that the Reinhardt didn't punish for it, get punished for his over-aggression. That was where we lost that fight. A Mercy should not be able to get a res off in that situation. Your Flux was great. It got the value it needed to get. Okay. I'm slightly worried that the next time we get this Bastion off payload is when we get another Flux. No. The Bastion died. See, we should have gone in there. We need back around the corner. Cool. 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 I like that you used kinetic grasp and then backed off slightly to regen and then went back in. That was good. That was good. You didn't just feed. They need to switch off with this Bastion now because they probably won't get in. Plus we have Flux, so if they do get back on, we can Flux them back off again. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. We used Flux while in Grav. Okay. I didn't like that Flux. Now, you'll be saying to me, what the hell, we won the fight. What the hell? What won the fight was the Genji Blade, not the Flux. The Flux, that was a very risky Flux. Not only could you have been stunned out of it, or killed out of it, you were in a grab, obviously. Jesus, Reinhardt, don't ever shatter while you're that low. You also propelled the Bastion up in the air. You gave him great line of sight across the whole of the point. And so he actually had a better angle to shoot you from. Luckily the Genji blade went big. But now we're using corner, which is pretty cool. We're working well right now. Nice rock. See that now we have payload control, we have space control. They can't get their Bastion in position to do work. And now you're the ones that are spamming them out with the Orisa, with the Sigma, with the Ashe, with the Batiste. I don't necessarily mind using kinetic grasp to deny fire strikes depending on the situation. But again, with the newer patch, you're gonna have to be even more conservative with your kinetic grasp. Now we're giving them payload space here. Remember they've got a Bastion. Remember they've got a Bastion. We do not want to allow this Bastion to get back on the payload. We do not want to allow this Bastion space. Genji's used his blade in a very poor situation. And now Bastion has the payload back. So we need to build a flux here. Because that's what's going to get this Bastion off the payload. He is respawning. So if we can take a quick re-engage, we can stop this Bastion from ever getting in position. Pharah's killed our Ashe. Nice rock. You're aware of the Pharah behind. Don't worry about him. Worry about the yeah. It's interesting because we should be out doing their healing. Flux straight away. Flux straight away. You could have fluxed them all off payload. They were all on payload, so you could have fluxed them all. And no one would have touched you, wouldn't have rolled in. That's what I would have done. And then obviously while you're flying, you can get to the payload anyway. Okay. Okay. So pirate ship got rolling there for a big part of that, and so they had a big time bank to finish out point 3. I think point 3 could have been a bit better. I think we lacked a little bit of aggression in that second to last fight, which cost us slightly. I'm not gonna lie, because the Bastion got positioning and he got sight, and then he was just like in the back, just completely wrecking everything in front of him. The worst thing you can do is give Bastion space, because then it's just his playground. And they are not gonna run the same thing again. How interesting. At this level, I would normally expect people to stick that and just go, I'm playing this, it worked, la da da da. Okay. You're even anticipating it yourself on top of Mandata. Very good. Poor barrier. I say very good. Your barrier placement was wrong, but it was good. The idea was good. That's what I'm saying. They've got actually a they've got a Diva to counteract your Ashe and Pharah, but they really need long range hit scan. Just don't worry about what's going on up there. Okay. We need to back off. Batiste died to a remake. So when you're in a situation like that, and this is when you get to the higher levels, but when you're in a situation like that, I don't know whether other people call it this, but I call it recycling, comes into effect where if you become low, you just need to cycle out of the fight completely. Because then you should be able to bloom in Hellfire. That's a 5k. Jeez. Okay, that's a 5k for that Pharah. Don't see many 5k Pharah barrages these days. So what I was talking about was you can cycle yourself out of the fight, get the heals, cycle back into the fight, and then you end up stalling the point for longer. Turns out you didn't actually need it there, but they did get a tick. So we need to be aware of that. We don't need to get 2 ticks. We don't need to get a tick. We need to get more than a tick now. But man, that Pharah barrage was pretty darn good. Not gonna lie. Yeah. We anticipated Sebastian. We absolutely did, because you were waiting for the TP on top of Mondata. It's quite funny, really. Oh my. Now we're gonna be... Oh no. Oh no, I'm not gonna see 2 Bastions, am I? Oh lord. By the way, guys, Bastion May is not a thing. It's not a thing. Bastion Sim? Yeah. We saw it with Atlanta this weekend, actually. But Bastion May is not a thing. Okay. The great thing about Bastion Sim is because of the TP, Bastion can stay in turret form. In turret form, sentry form, whatever it is. And he can just sit himself on a TP and then TP to 2 places at once, and then just completely like debate the enemy unless they destroy the TP. That's the effectiveness of it. Don't TP onto the top of Mondata. Don't TP onto the top of Mondata. That is like someone TPing onto the top of Big Ben and saying, shoot me. Don't TP onto the top of Mondata. You are a sitting duck. You can't all fit up there. And so the Bastion's just like, huh, I'm a very tall turret. Okay, he's got 2 kills now. So we're going to win this. And the reason I'm saying that to you is because that must have been team comms. You can't do that without team comms. Okay. 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 Right. So, kinetic grasp. Stings, it was used good sometimes and not others. So I think we can improve slightly on kinetic grasp usage. Cycling yourself in and out of fights when you're low and trying to maintain you just being alive would be great. That would be great. Your fluxes, when the Bastion was in play, your fluxes were generally good. I didn't like the flux you used when you were caught in a grav. Don't use flux when you're caught in a grav. You're not negating long range damage coming in, especially with the comp you're up against. You're up against a Pharah and a Bastion, so they're still going to pump damage into that grav. Don't use flux within grav. Don't. Also, bubble usage with Zarya on the first attack was very bad. We didn't get any charge from it. We got like 7 charge or something like that. Also, you were queuing with the other people on your team, quite clearly, because the Sim Bastion trick takes some pulling off, and I know some of the names on that team anyway. So, some of the coordination in terms of you going in, it was way too slow, in my opinion. You weren't decisive in your engagements, and I think it cost you, especially when you were going up against the Orisa and the Sigma. You got spammed out a lot, especially your main tank, your Reinhardt, got spammed out a lot and had his barrier on cooldown or really, really low a lot of the time. And I think he suffered from that. So that's something you can improve, especially if you're going to play with other people as well and not just solo queue. But yeah, there's some good moments in there and there's some stuff you can improve on, and I'm sure you'll see that as well watching this back. But I'm going to leave it here for this one. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, give it a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. See you then.